How many remember Travis Barker's famous Stars and Straps? In the early 2000s, during the beginning phases of the gumbo that would later be known as streetwear, a drummer of a popular rock band and his friends decided to launch a clothing line that perfectly exemplified the era of that time. Famous embodied rebellion, DIY attitude, and a California subculture that played a major part in the early days of streetwear aesthetic. However, despite the popularity of both the brand and its famous frontman, the glory days of the line were short-lived. Ever wonder why? What caused one of streetwear's earliest brands to fall from grace and all but disappear from the public eye? Let's find out. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the rise and fall of famous Stars and Straps, Travis Barker's forgotten brand. But before we get started, please take a second to stop and hit that like button for me. Liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos is the only way that the YouTube algorithms notice channels like ours, and it's really the only way that we can continue to grow. Also, after the video, don't forget to stop by and show some love to our sponsor, us. At TakeFlight214.com, we offer hundreds of art pieces and apparel that any fan of the channel is sure to love. But now that we got that out of the way, let's dive in. If we want to talk about famous, we have to first start with Travis Barker. You know, drummer from Blink-182, father of Alabama Barker, the girl known for hanging out with random rappers and beefing with Bad Baby over who's the most talentless. Yeah, that Travis Barker. Travis Landon Barker was born on November 14, 1975 in Fontana, California. Raised in a working class family, he got his first drum set at the age of 4. By the time he hit high school, Barker was already deep into music, skateboarding, and punk rock culture, three things that would shape his entire career later on. In 1998, Travis joined Blink-182, replacing their original drummer mid-tour. His lightning-fast drumming and energetic stage presence helped catapult the band to superstardom. Albums like Enema of the State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket became huge hits, and Blink-182 became synonymous with the late 90s and early 2000s punk pop movement. But Travis wasn't just a drummer. He was also somewhat of a style icon, bringing his heavily tattooed skate punk aesthetic to the mainstream, which, I might add, was the very same look that was taking over pop culture at that time. In the early 2000s, modern-day streetwear was just emerging, blending rap, punk rock, and skateboarding into a fusion of new fashion. People were partying like a rock star, and millions wanted to take part in the look. In 1999, at the peak of Blink-182's fame, Travis and his friends launched famous Stars and Straps, a line of t-shirts, accessories, and belt buckles based in Corona, California. Originally named after their first idea to specialize in belts and buckles, the idea was pretty simple: create a brand that reflected his lifestyle. Tattoos, music, skateboarding, and SoCal car culture. But thanks to Travis's popularity as a drummer, it didn't take long for the idea to catch on. The iconic F logo, known as the Badge of Honor, became a staple in alternative fashion. Thanks to the success that Travis had amassed with his music, the brand appeared on MTV and in skate videos and punk rock shows all across the country. It resonated with the fans of music, streetwear, and car culture alike, perfectly fitting in with the trending brands of the day. Famous took full advantage of the whole rock star skateboarder thing going at the time. Their pieces could be seen on tons of artists and celebrities. Lil Wayne, The Game, Machine Gun Kelly, Paul Wall was a huge fan. Even skaters and BMX guys were getting in on the play. Terry Kennedy, Bam Margera, Rob Derrick, they all helped popularize the brand at the height of their own public visibility. Throughout the 2000s, Famous expanded beyond t-shirts and hats. There were accessories, collaborations, even car shows hosted by the brand. Barker kept it authentic, never straying far from his roots. The brand lived and breathed punk rock California rebellion. After Blink-182 eventually split up, Travis didn't slow down. He formed Plus 44, collaborated with rappers like Lil Wayne and Yellow Wolf, and even had a reality show with his then wife, Shayna Montclair. The authenticity of Famous made it a symbol for misfits, moshers, and anyone who didn't quite fit into the mold, and the fact that the rock star look was popping at the time made Famous a global favorite. There were other brands out back then that also cashed in on the appeal. Ed Hardy, Affliction, Tap Out. This was the Just Bleed era of the UFC, and any hardcore MMA fans know what I mean when I say that. But brands like these were picking up on a whole new fan base. But the thing is, when it comes to fashion and clothing lines, the best rule of thumb is to never marry a brand to a popular trend. Reason being, when said trend inevitably flames out, so will you. As the 2000s approached the 2010s, all the rockstar aesthetic brands began falling by the wayside. Suddenly, no one wanted to be seen in tattoo t-shirts or tops that looked like they were best paired with a wallet chain. Not to mention, famous was everywhere, which you might think would be a good thing, right? But when it comes to fashion, it's the complete opposite. Too much proliferation kills the exclusivity of your brand because people feel like they could get it anywhere, so there's nothing special about it. This was one of the issues confronting Famous. They were in Zoomies, Hot Topic, PacSun, and just about any mall store that sold quote-unquote skater clothes. This was also the period where newer streetwear brands were at the height of their run, ushering in drop culture, the complete opposite of the mass market brand that Famous had become. Another hit came from the changing fashion aesthetic. The oversized, bold graphic style that Famous had started seemed to feel dated. The new wave leaned more minimalist, clean lines, subdued tones, and a slimmer fit. Famous gear just didn't match the evolving taste. Even worse, Travis himself was embroiled in several life issues. High-profile relationship drama, music shifts, and then in 2008, he miraculously survived a plane crash. Although Travis was lucky enough to walk away alive, the crash left him pretty physically broken, as you might imagine. And, as one might understand, during this time he didn't have too much time to devote to his clothing line. And as a result, the momentum slowed and the culture basically moved on. Famous stars and straps never completely disappeared though. Barker kept it alive through limited edition drops and with the help of loyal fans. But it became more of a nostalgia brand. A callback to the MySpace days, the Warped Tour summers, and the early 2000s rebellion. Today, Famous exists as a symbol of an era. A badge for those who remember when style meant something raw and unfiltered. And while it may not dominate streetwear anymore, it will always have a place in the alternative fashion history. But what do you think? Were you a fan of Famous back in the day? Would you still wear their stuff today? Hit us up in the comment section and let us know. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video and you enjoyed what you saw, then don't forget to hit that like button. As I said before, liking, sharing, and commenting on all of the videos is the best way to get the YouTube algorithms to notice channels like ours and help us continue to grow. And if you want to be updated whenever we drop a new episode, which we are now doing twice a week, one on Thursday and another one on Sunday, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell. That way you can be reminded when each new video is released. But with all that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com signing out until next time. Peace.